Now, the most important thing that I want to talk about, how do we enjoy these drinks? And more importantly, how do we enjoy them responsibly? Okay, because as I said, alcohol is a drug. So, tell me about some stories you may have had. Anyone ever been in a situation where they felt like they really didn't understand how the alcohol was affecting them? Maybe it was getting a little, Tiffany?
Well, I have a situation. I was out at a business lunch, and some of my male colleagues, they all ordered beer. And I ordered a Cosmopolitan. And I felt silly because they were all ordering beer. It's the middle of the day. And it was very strong. And what is appropriate to drink at a lunch meeting?
That's a very good question, because
that I'm not going to be drunk off of.
Well, I assume you ordered a Cosmopolitan, right? I assume you ordered a Cosmopolitan not knowing that it was going to be as strong as it was.
I usually drink wine, and I tried to branch out.
They were all drinking beer.
Yes.
You didn't want to drink beer, so you ordered something you had heard, which was a Cosmopolitan, and it came to you, it was very strong. That's very common, and that's why it's important to understand what it is that you're ordering. I once had a lady order a Cosmopolitan, and she thought it was going to be a strawberry daiquiri.
Oh, no.
So she was a little surprised when the Cosmopolitan came out. A Cosmopolitan is part of the martini family. Like I said, they're very, very strong drinks. Now, as far as what's appropriate to order in a business setting, that's up to the business. And I have to tell you that today, more and more often, the answer is no alcohol is appropriate to order in a business setting. Now, I'm sure in that situation, they were ordering beer, fairly low in alcohol, probably about 3.3, 3.5% alcohol. You could have one in about an hour and still feel like you were drinking responsibly. In most business settings, no alcohol is the standard. Certainly, I can see how a Cosmopolitan would make you feel uncomfortable. So, the simple answer to your question is don't order drinks unless you know what they are. And if you're not sure, ask. It's like any other product that you're buying. Okay, now, the longer answer to your question is not all drinks have the same amount of alcohol in them. And that's very important to know. A glass of beer is going to have much less alcohol in it than a martini that may be 3 ounces, or in some places even 4 ounces today. So I want to talk a little bit about alcohol equivalents. What you need to know in order to drink responsibly is that roughly a glass of beer, a glass of wine, one mixed drink, all have roughly the same amount of alcohol in them. If you drink one of those, your body can eliminate it in about 1 hour. So if you're drinking more than one drink per hour, you're going to become intoxicated. Now, as far as your blood alcohol level, which is what a lot of people are concerned with, so they don't drink and drive, which you never, ever, ever drink and drive. If you drink and drive, you will die or you will kill someone. Don't do it. If you're planning on going out and drinking, make sure you get a designated driver or arrange for a cab. End of discussion. Now, if you drink, what will your blood alcohol content be after that one drink? And that depends on a lot of factors, most importantly, your body weight. It can raise your blood alcohol level as high as 0.05%. And we all know that in most states, 0.08% is legally impaired. So 2 drinks in an hour, for some people, will put you over that legal limit. So you need to know that.
See, I'm on the opposite end of that spectrum. When I have a business lady at lunch, I need to know when I need to stop serving them. Or let's not even say at lunch. My restaurant's kind of a festive occasion. People just start drinking.
Right.
You know, it's not unheard of that they get a drink, crash one down. Hey, let's get another one on the round. You know, you guys want another round. Okay, when should I start to feel uncomfortable that these people have had too much to drink?
That's a great question, and everyone needs to know this, not just bartenders. If you have people over your house, you're responsible for what you are serving them. If you're drinking by yourself, you're responsible for what you are serving yourself. So, what you need to know, again, the amount of alcohol in your blood alcohol content will vary based on a number of factors from person to person. But the biggest thing that I teach people is look for changes in behavior. If the person was really quiet and now they're really loud, that's a sign. If the person was really loud and now they're really quiet, that's a sign. If someone who generally was keeping to themselves is now running around the room hugging people, that's a sign. The standard standing on a table with a lampshade on your head, guys, that's a sign. So look for changes in behavior. And Justin, that's the biggest piece of advice that I would give you. Get to know your guests, watch for changes in behavior, because it's probably a sign that they're becoming intoxicated.
Well, following up on Justin's question, What if you have a dinner party or a cocktail party, whatever, and you have somebody that has become inebriated at your party? You see the Hollywood stereotypes that you give them 12 pots of coffee and they're going
Right.
to sober right up. You're going to give them a cold shower. What can you do to increase the sobering process? Alcohol being a barbiturate and caffeine being an amphetamine, do they balance themselves out?
A lot of people think so, right? Everyone's heard that. If you get really drunk, drink a lot of coffee, it'll sober you right up, right? Doesn't work. If you take a drunk and you give them a lot of coffee, you have a wide awake drunk. That's all you have. There's only one thing that will sober you up once you've had too much to drink, and that's time. So really, the best thing to do, sleep it off. If you want to go get something to eat, go get something to eat, but know that eating is only going to do two things. It's going to stop you from drinking because you're eating, and it's going to take time. That's what's going to sober you up. It's not the fact that you're eating, even if it's really greasy late night food. But you need to know that if you ingest a certain amount of alcohol, your body is going to react a certain way. There's nothing you can do about that.
I was wondering, sometimes when I go out, I get drunk right away.
Right?
And then sometimes I go out and it seems like it's taking me forever to get drunk. Is there a reason for that?
Yes, there is a reason for that.
Skill of the bartender.
Everyone's experienced that. There's a couple of reasons for that. One of the things besides body weight that will affect how quickly you get drunk, believe it or not, is your mood. Okay, alcohol affects your mood and alcohol is affected by your mood. So if you're really tired, if your resistance is low, you may get drunk more quickly than if you have a lot of adrenaline in your system, you're wide awake, you're in a great mood. You may get drunk more quickly, you may get drunk less quickly. One of the problems with alcohol, and one of the reasons why we've all seen the Old West when you had to get a tooth pulled and the doctor would give you some whiskey, they actually used to use alcohol as an anesthetic. One of the reasons that they don't anymore is because it's very, very, very difficult to control. It affects different people differently and for different reasons. So you need to know that.
We've been talking about drinking liquor and drinking beer,
Mhm.
and I know a lot of times, sometimes you'll start off drinking beer and then you'll switch to liquor, or you'll start off with liquor and switch to beer. And there's this rhyme, I'm sure you've heard it: liquor before beer in the clear,
Right,
beer before liquor, never been sicker.
right.
So is that true?
That's not true.
Really?
Really, that's not true. If you drink a certain amount of alcohol, your body will react a certain way, period. It doesn't matter the order you drink it in or what is carrying the alcohol. If you drink too much, you're going to feel bad. Nothing you can do to change that. If you have a glass of beer and then a mixed drink, or a mixed drink and then a glass of beer, it doesn't matter as long as you're drinking in moderation and the amount that you drink is responsible.
Being the oldest person here, I'll ask the age-old question. Is there any way to get over a hangover after a long night of drinking?
Again, the only thing that will cure a hangover, well, the best way to cure a hangover, folks, don't drink that much.